Okay, let's hear this back a little bit here. Perfect. So I've got this track right here. And what I want to do in this video, I want to send this to a different DAW. Now I've done this before, but I'm doing it a different way now. I'm show you two different ways how to do this. The idea here is to get your tracks that you've created within the MPC format onto another DAW like Pro Tools, Logic Pro, or Ableton Live, right? And so what we want to do is make sure each sound goes out to a specific output. That's important. So I've got tracks here, kick drum, snare, hi-hat, hi-hat, some more percussion sounds. They're all here, right? And so I want to make sure I can do this properly. So what I want to do next is I'd like to come to here and select this I right here in the MPC format. Now, of course, this is the 2.15.1 operating system for the MPC software. Now, the standalone has 3.4.2. So, but the standalone is made that way with 3 because they're trying to improve the way you can get around on the standalone, and they're trying to make sure they can do a little bit more with what they have already inside of it before they release the latest update, which will probably be in May for the software, and a brand new MPC coming sometime after that, maybe sometime in August. So, and that will be pretty powerful. But let's get started here with this and get to this point here where we can use our MPC software in any other DAW. So, right here, I got this kick drum, right? And I want to send its output someplace different. So I want to go first of all here to the pad channel. Then in the pad channel, I have a fader right here, of course. And above that, I have the output. It says program. So, of course, I want to send it output someplace else, not inside MPC. We're going to use the stereo output. I can also use mono, but in this case, we'll use stereo. I'm going to go here to stereo. I'm not going to use 1 and 2. I'm going to use 3, 4. And now you'll notice here that the output now says 3, 4 for that track, of course. But I do not have 3, 4 hooked up as an audio return. So, but 1, 2 is, right? And that's the snare drum. So I'm going to take the snare drum now and change its stereo output. This will be 5, 6. So what I'm trying to make sure each one of these pads has a separate output. So when I see it in the DAW, I'll know what it is. I can label it, and easier to actually mix and work with it inside the DAW. So next, what I want to do is get rid of this. I actually have the thing all done to save time here because it takes too long. So we're going right here. I'll pull this version up I have here, and same thing going on here. I'm going to sort of get rid of these tracks here. Cut these out, this out, and that out. Perfect. And you'll see here, if I select the track sound over here, track number 16, that's going to output 31 and 32, left and right. You'll see the kick drums going to 3, 4, left and right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on through all 16 pads. So now what I want to do is sort of like leave this the way it is, and I'd like to come to here and turn off and quit MPC. Don't save. Matter of fact, I should probably say I'll save it. Boom. So I did add those mutes right here. Oh, now it's done. We're back to my flat screen, so I'm going to go right back here, and we want to get Ableton Live 12. I'm going to open this up right now, and we're going to get an idea of what to do here. Okay, here it is, Ableton Live 12. So what I want to do pretty much right here, I like to get to here, open up this other end. Well, there you go. And we can see the browser inside of Ableton. And I have this library here, right? I got all sounds, drums, instruments. Well, at the bottom, I have templates. And here in templates, I'll select it. You'll see I have my templates here. The names appear right here. I have a template here for everything. I got default live sets. I have machine template, and I've got an MPC template, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and we want to open up this MPC template. We want to bring in the MPC plugin inside of the Ableton Live 12 DAW, Digital Audio Workstation. Now, once this launches, I'll be able to then use the MPC. That's going to be a plugin inside of Ableton, and pull up that same track and play it in here. Now the difference will be that, as you can see here in Ableton, this tempo is already at 120, right? So that probably stays the same, but it'll be able to say, oh, look at this, here we are. We have it now, it's loaded in. So what I want to do here is show you how this template looks and how it works. So I'll pull that to the end here, and you can see the template, right? So we don't see the app, but you'll see right here, the very first track is MPC, right? And that's the MPC track. And how I got that way was that when I made this DAW, I actually pulled MPC up from the plugins list, right? So here's a plugin list, and you'll see here MPC Professional. I can flip down to here and I can say, okay, here it is, MPC. I drag that to here, and this is actually a MIDI track when I drag that into there. Okay, good. So now what I want to do is I'd like to probably hear some of this stuff back. But first, I want to see the file, and see the app. So I can see right here, see a little thing right there, like a little wrench. I'll click on that, and now we see the MPC app inside of Ableton Live 12. And so the sounds are here. Look at that. Nice. So what I want to do here, though, is get the different song. So I go to here. I'm going to look for the right song I want to use. This one here. And we want to go over to here with this right here on my desktop. I'll press OK. I load it up, and I can tell because I have those new mutes that you can see right here. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit up here and sort of like, close that out. I know it's there already. I can always pull it back up. Boom, like that. See that? Pretty simple. So now what I want to do is check my tempo. I think the tempo should be 88. I'll press 88 here just for now. And then I'm going to press play. There it is. It's slower. Let's make it a little faster. 92. So you saw what I did there. I increased the tempo inside of Ableton Live. Then you want to check your tracks out too, of course. And here in Ableton Live, you'll see I have the second track as audio. And we go to 15 here, right? So let's drag over. We have 16 audio tracks going on I could possibly use, right? And I can come down to here. You'll see the monitor here is in. You'll see that each one of these tracks, it says MPC 1. That's 1. So if I click on this track here, the audio from, it says MPC 1, right? So we know where we are. And the output is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so on and so on, obviously. And we can see what's happening here. It's going to the main output. I can even solo, so I can press play. There's the bass drum. I can set my level here. Bring the bass drum down. Right? I got a snare drum here. There it is. So I can see the levels of each audio track coming into the software. And I can set the fader parameters right here. And let's turn solo off. Let's turn this off here. Now what I want to do probably more than anything else is probably record this thing in here. Right? Let's bring this down somewhat here. And bring this down here a little bit more here. And let's sort of record this in. If we think it's good, I'll come to here. I'll press record. So we'll stop that. See what's happening here? We're only recording here. So what we want to do here is go back into this software here and make sure we're recording on all these tracks. So I'm going to turn this off here. I'm hitting the record buttons for all these tracks real quickly here so we can get an idea and prove that we're recording on all these tracks or the tracks that we have selected to record on. I'll just use these first couple of tracks right here to make it easier for me. And next we're going to do is we're going to go back into here. I'll press the record button. And you can see each track is a stereo file that's being recorded. just to prove it can work. Let's stop that. Okay, that's great. So you get the idea that you can actually just send the song directly into another DAW, make sure it's all set up inside of your MPC as saved as a file or a project, and then when you pull it in, you'll see it the way you see it right here. Now, if you're going to use anything else, it works also like Logic. It'll work inside of Pro Tools, because it's very simple to know what the outputs are, as you saw right here. And next I want to talk about how I can just send the stems out of the MPC. You can take those stems and pull them into anything rather than having to go this far, create the stems in the MPC software, and then you can pull it into your DAW. Okay guys, this video is pretty hot, but we can also do the same thing for you directly one-on-one. Pretty simple stuff. You go to SampleKings.com and you get right here, you can always become a member. You get some special deals with that. And you can also just get Zoom lessons right here. It's pretty cool. You can just say, I want to get lessons, pick out you want to pay with PayPal. You may want to pay with Venmo or Cash App, right? And you'll say, I want to get a lesson that is $20 an hour. And you can come to here and click on that, right? And once you do, you'll see the calendar in here. You can pick the date and time you want to get. Pretty simple stuff. You may want to get, I don't know, let's say 12 p.m. in the afternoon, or 1 p.m. Let's go to 1 p.m. here in the afternoon. And then what you do is you fill out your first name, last name, email address, a phone number. What do you want to learn? Put it right there, right? Tell us how you paid. Cash App or Venmo or whatever, right? See Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. See it right there. And of course, you fill this out, then just book it. Press book right there. And that's easy to do to get lessons. Now, to make it even easier, you know what you can do? You can just call me. Here's a number right here, 718-715-4652. And you hit that number, call me up. If we're available, and I probably will be most of the time, well, if I'm not in a lesson or doing a recording session, which is obvious, I'm going to call you right back. That's for sure. And as soon as I'm free, I will call you back. And you might have reached me when I'm not doing anything. So look, we can help you on whatever you want. That could be Logic. It could be MPC, Final Cut Pro. We do video editing as well. EMU, SP1200, mastering, Studio One, Machine, Roland 404, 404 Mark II, mixing sessions, FL Studio, Ableton Live, and of course Pro Tools. So we know all these softwares. It's pretty simple for us because we've been doing it for years. We're recording engineers, really. So look, if you need help, I'm here to support you. Okay, now this is the second procedure you can do to create stems for all the tracks. Let's hear this track back first of all. Let me check one thing here. Okay, good, that's right. Let's make sure these levels are here. So bass drum should be here. Yep. Snare there. Let's play it from the top. Okay, we got a bunch of tracks here. That's obvious. I want to make sure stuff plays back. I just want to make sure it works out properly. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to get stems of each one of these sounds, right? And all these sounds need to be going out as separate stems, all right? So when I pull them into a software like Logic or into Pro Tools or an Ableton Live, bam, they come straight at you, it's good. Studio One 2 as well. Even in FL Studio, you want to send stems in sometimes, I don't think about going backwards from the MPC to FL Studio, but you never know. So we're going to go back here, and I'm going to show you the audio mixdown. So I would export everything as an audio mixdown. But see, if I do it this way here, I get a stereo track. So let's cancel this out. As you can see, this is just like 4 bars long. So if I want to increase the number of bars, I'll come here to the name. I'm going to right click. I can double the length. Now it's 8. I'll double length again. Now it's 16 bars. You get the idea. So now I have 16 bars here. To prove that, I'll just grab this, put this over here. There we go. 16 bars are right there for us. Now what I want to do is send the output of these stems out. So in order to do this, I've got to create something that's going to be kind of cool. So I'm going to do one thing first. I'm going to come to here. I'm going to first pull out the audio mixdown, which is going to be stereo, right? I'm going to press export. Now notice here it's 16 bars, 1 to 16. There's a tail end audio of 1 second. And here we have stereo output. It's just left and right, 400% left and right. So here I also have the wave, which is the file format. I have the bit depth, which is 24-bit. And of course, we have the sample rate, which is 44.1 kilohertz. But I don't want that. I want 48 kilohertz. Okay, cool. So I'm going to press export. And now I have a place to store it to. I'm going to go here. I want to put it on my desktop. So here's desktop here. And I'm going to call this, let's see, I'm going to call this Crime. Okay, good. And it's going to be wave, right? But I want to make a folder to put these files into. So I'll go to here. I'm going to call the folder Crime Dog. Got it. And so I'll press save. I'll press do it here first, then I'll press save. And now, as you can see, it's going through all these tracks here. Boom, and there it is. It's saved. So, next thing I want to do is I would like to save this as a stereo file. You know? Next thing I want to do now, I'd like to actually get the stems going on. To do this, let's go here to Mixdown. Here in Mixdown, you can see here, that's a stereo. I need to have each track to be separate. To do this, we don't go to separate. We go here to explode, right? So render a separate audio file for each track. Okay. So that means I've got to make separate tracks of each one of these drum pads. Let's cancel out this one. To do this, I will go here to Edit. I will go here to where it says Track. In Track, you'll see here, I know you see it already, under Clear, Explode. We'll select Explode. Boom, it's selected. Notice here now that track number 1 is muted. To prove they're all here, I'll go to right here. You now can see a bunch of different tracks are here now, right? So each one of these pads has become a track. If you click on it, you'll see, wow, that's all there is right there. I'll go to here. Track number 4 is just this one sound here. So as you can see here, it took everything that was on a separate pad and took the individual pad and made it into a track. So now all I want to do next, I'll go back here to Edit. Good. And I'm going to go back here actually to Export in the file. We're going here to Audio Mixdown. To explode tracks, right? Render separate audio file for each track. I've got all my tracks there. We're wave, we're 24-bit, and we're sample rate of 48. Okay, I'm good. I'll press export. Now, I want to make a brand new folder. And I'll call this Crime Stems. Good. There we go. That's my new folder. I'll press do it. Right? And you can see that's just way up. If I can get rid of wave. Oh, I gotta have a name. That's what that means. Okay, so crime. And now I can save. Let's press save. Track 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you see the tracks exporting right there. 12, 13. And we got one more to go. Boom, and we're all done. So now that this is done, I'm going to hide my MPC, hide this. And now I'm going to see these tracks somewhere here. And here's Crime Dog. right? And Crime Dog is just a stereo track of everything. Cool. And here we go to Crime Stems. And each one is here. And the name is right below for each track. I'll come to the track. See that? What's the first one here? This should probably be a full. Oh yeah, look at that. It's whatever the sound that's going to be. It's going to be right there. Next one. That's just the one track that we have that was muted. Come to here. The bass drum. Next should be a snare drum. So these stems will be seen as stems. You can take them and you can put them in to any DAW you want to put them in. And that's how you do it inside of your MPC to create stems from each drum pad.